Tokyo Toni, I'm going to show you this clip of this interview right now. People in the industry, man, coming out, expressing openly how they're even not okay with it. Because it's okay to be famous. I would say it's okay to go ahead and do that. It's okay to express yourself. It's okay to be talented, to be gifted, and to express it. And to be rewarded for it. I'll get down with that. It's okay. That's completely okay in my opinion. But she expresses it so well, Tokyo Toni here, of at what point, how like it's not benefiting anybody, but it's destroying people. Beyonce, these influencers, Jay-Z, these people who have sold their souls for continuous fame. You ever notice that people, they just never aged out? But there's other people that have gracefully aged out. It's not that they're irrelevant. You still know about them. But they just took their time and they went off and they didn't keep going. But there's people that have just never aged out. They did just continuous fame year after year, still top at the billboards, still #1 albums and #1 songs and hits and EPs and everything. It's interesting, right? Some people would say that would take a little bit of ritual, a little bit of sacrificing, a little bit of blood, a little bit of bloodshedding. But let's check out this clip right here. Tokyo Toni, Black China's mother, talking about and sharing her honest opinion about what she feels about Jay-Z and Beyonce. Let's get into this.
Do you feel like something ever will come for Jay-Z and Beyonce? Like like the way, like, are they untouchable?
They demonic. They're going to demise on their own time. Oh. They're going to demise. See, you can only play with God but so much. You can only play with so much before something happen. And when he comes, you don't know what order, because he does do things in divine order. So you don't know what order is going to come in. See, even down to, I used to like Beyonce. Oh man, that song about the boy, if I was a boy.
Oh yeah.
But then when I started noticing, I'm like, wait a minute, girl. And then I'm noticing this and that and this and that. And it's like, wait a minute. This is so clear. You are such a puppet, Illuminati. I'm not cuss her ass out every day. Every day of the week, I'll be like, what that bitch do today? Yeah, I fuck with her purposely. I don't like her. Why you don't like her? Because my nieces and nephews adore this bitch. And you're not doing nothing for them. That's why I don't like your ass.
Message.
She don't do nothing for these kids.
Mic drop, man. Nothing. Nothing at all. But provide insecurities, self-hate. People say, how are they doing that? How are they doing that? Because they're trying to measure up to something that doesn't exist, something that's not real, something that was ritualed, something that was, sacrificed for. Not really raising, especially, and it's interesting because they always used to use Beyonce in like Christian movies growing up, I remember as a kid. And so it's interesting that they just want to use that, but why? Just because you have a good voice. But it's not, everyone's just too focused on the talent, but they don't realize that the gift came from a gifter. And that gifter is Jesus Christ. That gifter's God, man. So, as the Lord gives, he can surely take away. But she made a good point there in the beginning when she was asked, like, what's going on with them? Do you think they'll ever fall out? She's like, they're going to demise on their own time because they're demonic. And it's because the ritual practices, we don't fight against, flesh and blood, but spirits, principalities, evil and dark forces in other realms. Man, it's not to say that God isn't more powerful. He is. And she makes another good point when she mentions that you can only play around and kind of, pretty much God is only going to tarry, which means he's only going to wait for so long. You could believe that, you cannot believe that, but he's only going to wait for so long. You can only play around for so long. Grace only exists for so long. I share and teach the message of grace a lot, but grace, it only lasts for so long because there is a return. So there is a coming back. So God definitely is going to come back. When he comes back, it's just time for judgment. And at that point, there's no more time to be asking for forgiveness. So she makes a good point in the beginning. We're going to run that back again, where she mentions that, because I believe it's those rituals, man. And right now, as long as they continue practicing in those rituals and continue to practice those demonic things that they're partaking in, they're going to stay relevant. They're going to stay famous. They're going to continue that way. Let's check this out.
Do you feel like something ever will come for Jay-Z and Beyonce? Like like the way, like, are they untouchable?
They demonic. They're going to demise on their own time. Oh. They're going to demise. See, you can only play with God but so much. You can only play with so much before.
Yeah. You can only play with them for so much, man. And they'll demise on their own time, you know, because there's judgment for everybody, man. And that goes for anything, you know, whether even if you take God out of the equation, because some people don't like to listen and they don't want to take heed to this information because, oh, you're talking about God. I see it in my comment section before where someone's like, oh, you know, good video, but I stopped once you started talking about God. Like, it's all right, man. It's okay. But geez, you know, like, but even if you take God out of the equation, you know, just to kind of help you out just a little bit with those itching ears you got, it's just consequences. And at some point in time, we all have consequences for the actions that we've already done, whether they be good or whether they be bad. But at some point in time, we all have these consequences. We will all have a consequence. There's a consequence for your actions. And that's what I feel that people don't realize. And that's why I'm like, bro, we need saving. We need saving. You know, if you're going to get in trouble, you call a lawyer, right? Why? Because I need someone to save me. Save me. Help me. You know, when you're in trouble, when you're in danger, when you're in despair, you SOS. You put out an SOS signal. Why? I need saving. I need help. That's what Jesus Christ is. For me, for a lot of people, man. For a lot of people. And it's not for some people. Some people really don't believe. You know, some people really don't. But that's what he is for me, man. That's what he is for me. And it's just interesting because, you know, Beyonce, man, it's sad to see that there's so many people that look up to her. There's so many people that follow and they support, and they don't even know what's happening. They're so unaware because we can idolize things sometimes, man. We really can idolize people. And these stars and these fans, we can idolize them so much to a point where we find no faults in them. And if anyone says anything about them, you're going to have something to say in their defense. Man, these people don't even know us, and half the time we're defending their legacy, we're defending their name. All because we heard something that we didn't like. Why? Because we've idolized them. We've put them so high on a pedestal that we can see nothing wrong with them. At all. Nothing possibly can be wrong with them. We've put them too high up on a pedestal. To the next one, guys. I'm out.